usually not an outdoorsy person, but sometimes you just gotta get out of your room and get out of your comfort zone. I talk about getting out of your comfort zone a lot and just do something different. So if you hear background noise, it's because there's a plane flying over me. And it's during the day when most people are at work, but we had a government shutdown, so a lot of people aren't at work. Sorry about that. Allergies is kicking my butt. I just took a Zyrtec, so if I have to spit a couple of times, it is what it is. We all adults here. So shout out to Jack Morgan. I was listening to him earlier this morning. And actually, a lot of times, that's why I love listening to a lot of other content creators because it can actually inspire me just to say, you know what, let me do something different. And he did a live thing where he just had a bunch of strangers come on his podcast, and he was just talking about, how life is changing and how to evolve. It's changing at such an a very fast pace to where it's hard for people to keep up. I just noticed there's a bunch of crows looking at me. I was like, don't get stupid now. Don't circle me. I ain't dead yet. But anyways, so he was talking about that, and he was talking about how the world is just changing at an ever fast pace, and there's layoffs happening all over the place, and he even had one gentleman come on his live that I believe he was calling from Paraguay, if I pronounced it correctly. But he left. He was living in Sacramento, California. He was a car salesman, and he just did the right strategic things with his investments. And now he says he has way less stuff, which is all a part of this minimalist movement, which I'm not even mad at because there's so much. When I move from my house, there's so much stuff I need to get rid of. It's not even funny. It's just stuff that just collects dust. And like I said, unless people have a big family, there's no point even having a big single family house anymore, or um, unless you plan on basically going out of your way to rent your rooms out, like people I know have done, which can be helpful to take care of the mortgage, and then allow you to have opportunity to save money. Because the big point the guy was talking about is, when he left the United States of America, and I like how he didn't come at it from a political standpoint. So that's because I listen to people when they talk, when they don't talk politics, when they talk economics, they just talk about pure numbers. Because he even said, he said it doesn't matter if he said he I think he said it doesn't matter if Elvis Presley was sitting in the White House or running Congress. He's like, because of the cost of living, he was ready to move to a country where his money could go much further, so he could enjoy his quality of life. And everybody enjoying the quality of life, they have their own version of it. So, anyways, his version of it was, he's like, yeah, my rent. He says I have a one-bedroom apartment in Paraguay, which is in South America, and he's like, I pay up to $200 a month for a one-bedroom apartment. So he's like, my income basically is 2,000 a month. He's like, so in America, the only place I think, and this one thing, this is not anti-American, but we're just talking numbers here. But in America, $2,000 a month, unless you live in a small town where there's no jobs, because there's a lot of people who will retire to small towns where the biggest thing they have going on is Walmart, and the income of to between $2,000 and $5,000 can actually get them by, reasonably, as long as they don't have any, serious health conditions, and that's even if nowadays they can get access to a decent hospital. But he's talking about $2,000 a month. He has $2,000 a month, and he is able to put $900 a month away. So it's just like you do the math of $900 a month, 12 months out of the year. Your cost of living has gone down tremendously. You're able to put more money away, and if he's even smarter about it, he can not only put more money away, but if he's a smart investor, he can invest that money and double that money all up. And a lot of people were doing that during the pandemic. A lot of people moving to other. I mean, people don't even realize how many Westerners, not even just Americans, but Westerners live in other parts of the world that is so much more cheaper for their money to go further. Because at the, and this guy looked like he was younger than my parents. So my bad, my freaking froze. But yeah, this guy looks younger than my parents. And I think he's early 50s, and he's retired. So it just once again goes with retirement has nothing to do with age. It has everything to do with numbers. I mean, it has everything to do with income. It has nothing to do with age. It has everything to do with income. It's like if I won $1 million today, I could flip that money. Sorry, I said I was going to have some background noise because I'm in my backyard. But if I won $1 million today, say via the lottery, and I already know I would invest that money, and I could just retire right now and call it a day. But I just found that to be very interesting, to be honest with you. And I was just like, you never know what may happen in the future, but just having that different perspective. And this is another reason why I want to visit more countries, not because I'm anti-American, I'm very pro-American, but I just want to see, be able to learn more of the cultures, see different destinations and things of that nature. I mean, if you see my videos specifically on TikTok, I've traveled all over the United States for the last, especially the last couple of years, because when we had the pandemic lockdown, couldn't really travel like that. And now today, starting today, Friday, November 7th, a lot of due to the shutdown, a lot of flights are going to be canceled. So traveling is not really going to be, um, traveling is not really going to be on my mind or whatnot. So I leave it at that. But it is what it is. Like now, I'm just being able to make more strategic moves and go from there. And but I just thought it was interesting because a lot of people just have a more of a passive income mindset nowadays, and because people realize that hey, you can work harder or you can work smarter, and the smart people are going to do both. But it just depends on the situation and go from there. So, anyways, that's all I got. Do the great three things, like, share, and subscribe. Hopefully, you guys have a great day. Have a great weekend. Might be going live with my counterpart, talking about the new global reset within the U.S. economy. I've interviewed him about his book that's coming out. Michael Alcantara, retired Air Force vet. So shout out to all the veterans and military people that keep America safe and all that great stuff. And as I always say, do the great three things. Like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day. Make money moves or you're going to live like fools. It's in Spanish. Bienvenido a la vida. Welcome to the life. I'm out.